back to Southern Sudoku ASMR. Let's get right into it. So, they seem to be baiting me with this line, giving me 6 to the 9 up front. So in that line, we need a 2, 4, and a 7. We have a 4 here and a 4 here, so that's got to be the 4. Which just leaves the 2 and the 7. Guess if they're going to bait me, I'll take the bait. I have a 2, 2, and 2. So 2 goes there. These, and the 2's there. So these 2 make the 2 at the top. This 8 and this 8 make the 8 here. This 8, and that 8 make the 2 there. Sorry, the 8 there. Let's see what we can do. So I need a 1, and there's a 1 there. So the 1 has to be in the middle. We also need a 4 in this, and the 4 can be anywhere. We need a 7, and the 7 can also be anywhere. Whoa. I'm starting to notice a trend. Four and the 7, and they can be anywhere in there. What's the third number that I need? I need a 9. And the 9 can be anywhere in there. Okay. Let's look at this column here. I need a 1. That can be anywhere. I need a 3. That can also be anywhere in this one. They cannot be there because of that one, which means 3 on the right, 3 in the middle. So the 3 will have to be on the right. Did I say right? 3 on the left, 3 in the middle here. So 3 on the right on that one. It's the other number I need there, a 4. So 4 keeps it from there. This 4 keeps it from there. So that one has to be a 4, which means this one has to be the 3. And that one the 1. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. Alright, let's see if I can find anything else. So we have these 2 4s. And the 4 have to be in the middle of that block. We have 2 5s, and this 5 make the 5 be in one of those 2. 3, that 3, and that 3 makes the 3's in the middle. We have 2 6's, which makes this 6 on the bottom. This 2 and that 2 means 2 is there. 2 can't be there, so that's going to be 7. That's the 2. Meaning the 2 has to be there. That's all our 2's. These 2 5's. So the 5's are going to be in one of the corners. Pardon me for moving it. Okay, 5's. These 3 5's. And the 5's will be there. These 2 6's. The 6 will be there. 1 means it can't be there, so the 1 has to be here. having one of those. Let's work on this column. We have 4 left. So they need a 1. We have a 1 here. One's got to be in the middle there. So the 1 has to be in the right side here. We have a 2 and a 3. We need a 4. 4 can be there, but it can also be there. We need a 7. That keeps it from being there, so the 7 also has to be there. We need a 9. It can be anywhere except there because of that one. This 3 and this 3 means the 3 is going to be in one of those two. And this 3 and that 3. No. So this top line has to have a 3 and it can't be in either of these 2 boxes because of that, and these 3 are full. So the 3's got to be on the top here. Okay, this row here, we need a 3 and a 4. We have the 3 and the 4 in this, so that means these cannot be a 3 and a 4. So these 2 have to be either a 3 or a 4, which means these 2 have to be the other 2 remaining numbers in that line, which is 7 and 9. We have a 7 here. So that has to be a 9 and that has to be a 7. So that means this one and this one make that the bottom 2 a 7. Alright, let's look at this line now as we're down to 4. So we need a 1 that can't be there. But it can be any of the other 3. Five has to be in one of those 2. We need a 6. And an 8. It has to be in those 2. in this block. I don't normally like to do it with only 4 numbers known, but such is life. Okay. So the 3s have to be there because of that 3 and that 3. This 4 requires the 4 to be in the top 3. 5 could be anywhere left. 6 could be anywhere except that one. Well, obviously it could be a 5 either. Then we'll need a 9. Could be anywhere. Alright, let's look here in this bottom. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4. We need 5 and 6. 5 and 6 can't be there because of these 2. So the 5 and 6 has to be in a combination of those 3. Now the 7 has to be in one of those 2 because the other 2 blocks have 7s. The 8 has to be in these 2 because that has an 8, and that 8 there keeps that from being an 8. So these 2 have to be a combination of 7 and 8, and that already has a 9, so the 9 is here. So that has to be a 5 or a 6. Those have to be 7 or 8, and those can be 5, 6, or 9 has to be there. Alright, so if a 9 has to be in this, that means this cannot be a 9. The 9 has to be in one of those 2, but that 9 keeps that from being a 9, so that has to be a 9. And the 9 can't be there. Okay, so if this is the only place for a 4 in this line, then the 4 has to be there. Which leaves us with a 1 and a 7 for those 2. And yeah, that one has to be a 3 or a 4, just like that one. So we have 2 sets there. So with these 3 9s, we know the 9 has to be one of those 2. This 8 and this 8 forces an 8 in one of those 3. pair. So this line needs has a 1 and 2, it needs a 3 that can't be here because of that. The 3's have to be there. Can't be a 4 because of that. So the 4's have to be down here. Now that one can be a 5. Or we can have a 5 down here. The 6 is a bit of a wild card because either of those could be a 6. Either of them could be a 7. This bottom one could be an 8. The bottom one has to be an 8 because of those 3. So that's an 8. So that's down to 6 or 7 though. Let's finish out this block, see what all this could be. So no, that has to be a 6 or 7 there, the blue one. Obviously that could be a 1. That could also be a 6. Actually, any of these could be a 6. Any of those could be a 7. Alright, we know this has to be a 9 because of these two and that. For this top line, these two can't be a 9 because of that. These two keep these from being a 9. So that was the only one that could be a 9. the top line also needs a 3. These two can't be a 3 because of that one. This can't be a 3 because of that one, so that has to be a 3. This 3, and this 3 means the 3's there. And that's a 4. This 6 and that 6 means that's a 6 now. And 8 has to be on the left, 8 here on the right, so the 8 has to be the center of that one, which makes that the 7. So that is a 4. That 4 and that 4 makes, that's a 4. That 4 and that 4 means that's a 4, and that's all of our 4s. Now, we know that has to be a 7 or a 9, one of those. That can't be a 7, that one has to be a 6. Those two, 7 or 9, means that one has to be a 5. So that one's a 3. That's a 6. And that's the 9. That's a 6. So that's an 8. And that's a 5. So that is a 1, and that's a 7. 1. Which makes that a 6. And that's an 8. This 5, and this 5 means that is the only possible for a 5. That 7 makes that not be a 7, so it has to be a 9. And that one has to be the 7. And that's the 3. Okay. That 8 makes that a 5, and that an 8. These two 5s means that's the only place for a 5. Okay. Let's look through here. We need a 1 and a 7. That can't be a 1. That can't be a 7 because of that. And this one can't be a 1 because of that one. It can't be a 7. We also need a 9. It's not a 9 in that row. A 9 has to be in one of those two. It can't be in that line because of that. Let's look in this row. Well, this is going to make it easier. Because we do need a 1 in this line. But we also need a 3, which has to be there. this. Oh, there's a 6 here, so that means that's a 9. And that's a 6. Which means that's the 1. 7. 1. 7. 1. 9. 7. Alright. 32, almost 33 minutes, so a little better than I've been averaging. So thanks for joining us. See you next time.